Hi everyone, welcome back to Teams with Hugo. Today we're going to be talking about team design in the video series of Building Teams at Last. Team design is one of my favorite topics on this series. It's something that I'm very passionate about and something I love to talk about. But team design, what is team design about? Team design is not about building organizational charts or defining which roles you need to hire or not hire on your team. Team design is a mix of chess and design thinking. And you might be wondering how these two come together. So let's start with chess, and let me be straightforward by saying that I'm by no means an expert on chess or a competitive chess player. I did, however, have had teachings on chess when I was in university. I joined a club and even some competitions, and I did fairly okay in chess. But talking about chess, there were 4 teachings that at the time I got from my teachers, from the experts that stayed with me since then, and I actually applied them to the teams. So let's go over those of them. The first one is about controlling the center at all times. In chess, it's very important to control the center because the center gives you the dimension and gives you the opening for the whole board. The sooner you control the center, the more chances you have of winning, and that's what many of the experts spend time on. But what does it mean for the team? The center is the hidden element of the team that moves the team, that accelerates or slows down the pace. It's that hidden element that empowers the team forward. But what is that hidden element? And let me explain you with a story. Back in 2010, I had a chance to lead a global team in Helsinki International, which is a global youth platform to develop and explore leadership potential via leadership development programs or international exchange internships. At the time, we had, as a team, which was 20 people from 16 different nationalities at a global level, we had to basically engage the organization and help them close the 5-year ambition and open a new 5-year ambition for 2015 in that case. And it was quite a complex year because in one hand we have to basically deliver results, and the other hand we have to build the vision that will guide the organization forward. So finding the core of the team was quite important, and we spent a lot of conversations on that hidden element. What is the core of the team? What helps us move forward? What empowers us? And we found out it was a mix of uncertainty and focus. The more time we spend understanding how to manage uncertainty at a global level, the more time we spend understanding how to manage uncertainty, but also helping the organization being focused, the better we perform as a team. And that became that core of the team, that ability to focus and yet manage uncertainty. So the more time I spent on there, the more I felt I was controlling the center of the context we are facing. So that's kind of the question that comes to team leaders. Do you know the core of the team? Do you know that hidden element, that center that allows you to control the board and expand or slow down? So that's a teaching number 1. The teaching number 2 is about developing all pieces as quickly as possible from the very beginning. In chess, that's quite important because you want to place all your pieces strategically as quickly as possible to control the board and have a competitive advantage. The same happens with a team. And especially, back to the Isaac period, you only have the chance to be in your role for 1 year, and then you have to either leave the organization or move to the next role. So that's one thing that I learned from the very beginning, which is, in that fact, I always have to find my successor, the next person that will replace me. And that mindset of succession planning really helped me out, exploring the development of people from the very beginning. From day 1 that they join is about developing them to become better professionals and better people. And that's what team leaders sometimes forget. They focus a lot on the hard skills, on the deliverables, but not so much about how the person needs to evolve to become a better leader, maybe, or a successor 6 months down the line, 3 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. And that's something that really helped me out even today when I was leading teams at EVBox, a global leading electric vehicle charging solutions company. And when I was developing the team, even from the first hire, always with the thinking that how this person is going to look like in 3 years time, 4 years time, 5 years time, and help them developing all those skills and all that platform from the very beginning, so they can be strategic in the organization now and in the future. So this is teaching number 2. The number 3 is about avoiding moving the same piece multiple times at once. And in chess this is quite important because, for example, if you want to move the same pawn or some other element and some other piece, if you focus on that piece several times, what will happen is that your opponent will be able to place strategically other pieces while you're focusing on one part of the board. And sometimes happens the same when you are leading a team. You are focusing only on one part of the team, on one person, and you put too much emphasis there, and you might forget the rest of the team. You might unbalance the team. The other aspect of when you are picking up the same person at the same time is that you might overuse the people. Back when I was in university and I was part of a team and I was leading a team that had to influence in other local universities on how to move the strategy forward, I actually had a tendency to use the same people, the right hand and left hand, which is an old method of thinking. So I use the same people, and 6 months down the line, when we were moving the strategies, we start having more challenges. Some results were not moving forward, some decisions were not being accepted, and the reason being is that the people got tired of seeing the same person over and over again trying to influence them. And I realized you have to use the power of the team equally. Sometimes some more than the other ones, but overall you have to always balance the team in a sense of their contribution and avoid using the same people or the same teams over and over again. The fourth one is about the power of pause and visualization. In chess, you have to be able to pause, visualize different scenarios, and manage your time and resources wisely. For example, sometimes you might have to pause and look at the whole board and visualize what are your next 3, 4, 5 next moves, as well as what might be the counter moves that you have to be aware of. And that's something the same has to happen when you're leading a team. You might have to think 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of time. One of the exercises that I love to do from the very beginning when hiring people and developing people or building a team that lasts is to pause, observe the team, their way of working, and think about, okay, is this the way of working that will help us in the company or the organization 2 years down the line? If a company today delivers, has a revenue of 10 million euros per year and becomes 100 million euros per year, or has 1,000 customers and has to serve 1 million customers in 2 years' time, does the team, as it is today, will be able to cope with that kind of progress and growth? And that's the kind of questions that can help you design the team and be able to pause and visualize those scenarios. How is going to be the team if you had 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 10 people, 20, 50, 100, and visualize all the scenarios and counter arguments of building that. So building that kind of scenario planning can really help out picking up the right resources, skills, and you might sometimes hire for complementary rather than for competency in order to reach out that long-term goal. So those 4 teachings were 4 teachings that stay with me up until today, and they were really important, and I hope they help you out. To summarize, control the center, the core at all times, develop all pieces as quickly as possible, avoid using the same piece multiple times at once, and be able to pause, visualize, and use your resources and time wisely. Oh yeah, what about design thinking? Well, design thinking as its own core is about experimentations. It's about being able to understand what you're trying to achieve, defining and prototyping, ideating, and overall implementing the tests that you want to move forward. And that's very much applied in concepts of the business models, new products, but sometimes people forget that you can do the same for your team. You can run experiments on your team on the way of working, on the way of achieving, on the values, on the kind of resources you need to hire and not hire. Having some focus on that experiment-driven mindset for the team can also help out. And you don't have to do it alone. You can also use your team to ideate and to build those scenarios and agree on a shared experience, on which kind of experiments you're going to run for the team. Maybe you want to run daily check-ins as an experiment and see how it works, and you run a 2-week experiment with everyone on a team conscious that is an experiment to give the best out of it, and then see the results, measure, monitor them, and decide to implement them and scale them or not. So that's why design thinking is important, so that you can build this hypothesis mindset in the team and make sure that you run these experiments within the team, either consciously or unconsciously. So this combination of the chess teachings with the design thinking can really help build this team design. So that's about it for today. I hope you really enjoyed this video series. Once again, my name is Hugo and this is Teams with Hugo. You can leave your comments below and share your insights on the video, and you can also follow me on social media. The next video will be about trust, which is a critical topic on the team. I hope you enjoyed it. Ciao and obrigado.